The Mongol Empire, established in the early 13th century, was one of the largest contiguous empires in history. It was founded by Genghis Khan, born Temujin, in 1206, who united the nomadic Mongol tribes of the Central Asian steppes. At its height, the empire stretched from Eastern Europe to the Sea of Japan, and from Siberia to the Indian subcontinent and the Middle East. This vast empire played a critical role in shaping global trade, cultural exchange, and military strategy during the Middle Ages. Origins and rise. The origins of the Mongol Empire lie in the nomadic culture of the Mongol tribes, who were skilled horsemen and archers. Before unification, these tribes were frequently at war with each other. Temujin's leadership, political alliances, and military brilliance allowed him to unite the Mongols under a single confederation. In 1206, he was proclaimed Genghis Khan, meaning universal ruler, marking the formal beginning of the Mongol Empire. The early expansion focused on neighboring territories, such as northern China and Central Asia. Military organization and strategy. The Mongols were renowned for their military prowess, innovative tactics, and psychological warfare. Their army was highly disciplined, organized into units of 10, 100, 1,000, and 10,000 soldiers, allowing flexible maneuvering on the battlefield. The Mongols mastered cavalry warfare, using speed, surprise attacks, and coordinated archery to overwhelm enemies. They also incorporated siege technology from conquered regions, such as catapults and gunpowder, enabling them to capture heavily fortified cities. Intelligence and espionage were also central to their strategy, often sending spies ahead of attacks to gather critical information. Expansion of the empire. Under Genghis Khan and his successors, the Mongols rapidly expanded. Genghis Khan conquered the Khwarezmian Empire in Persia and territories in northern China. After his death in 1227, his sons and grandsons continued the expansion. Ojeda Khan pushed into Eastern Europe, Kublai Khan established the Yuan dynasty in China, and other Khanates emerged across Central Asia, the Middle East, and Russia. The empire was divided into several semi-independent Khanates, including the Golden Horde in Russia, the Il Khanate in Persia, the Chagatai Khanate in Central Asia, and the Yuan dynasty in China. Administration and governance. Despite their reputation as fierce conquerors, the Mongols implemented efficient administration to govern their vast empire. They adopted local systems of governance and allowed conquered peoples to maintain their customs, laws, and religions. The Mongols promoted meritocracy, appointing officials based on talent rather than noble birth. They also established a yam system, a network of relay stations for communication, which facilitated trade, military coordination, and the spread of information across the empire. Cultural impact and trade. The Mongol Empire significantly impacted global trade and culture. The Pax Mongolica, or Mongol Peace, created a stable environment across Eurasia that allowed for safe travel and commerce. The Silk Road flourished under Mongol protection, connecting China, Central Asia, the Middle East, and Europe. Cultural exchange thrived, with ideas, technologies, art, and religions moving freely across the empire. Notable travelers, such as Marco Polo, documented their experiences in the Mongol territories, introducing Europe to Asian culture and knowledge. Religious tolerance. The Mongols were remarkably tolerant of religion. They followed Tengriism, a shamanistic belief, but allowed conquered peoples to practice Buddhism, Islam, Christianity, and other faiths freely. This tolerance helped them maintain loyalty among diverse populations and facilitated cooperation with local elites in governance and administration. Decline of the empire. Despite its vast size and influence, the Mongol Empire eventually declined due to several factors. The division into Khanates created internal rivalries and weakened central authority. Over time, local populations regained independence, and assimilation into regional cultures reduced Mongol dominance. In China, the Yuan dynasty fell to the Ming dynasty in 1368, while other Khanates gradually lost power in the following centuries. Additionally, the empire's nomadic military base struggled to maintain control over the settled agricultural societies it had conquered. Legacy. The Mongol Empire left a lasting legacy on world history. It transformed Eurasian trade networks, facilitated cross-cultural exchange, and influenced military strategies for centuries. The empire also helped shape modern nations in Russia, China, Iran, and Central Asia. While often remembered for its military brutality, the Mongol Empire also promoted administration, infrastructure, religious tolerance, and global connectivity, making it one of the most impactful empires in human history.